My name is Rick Lindstrom. I was born and raised in Miami, Florida. I have a story to tell, and although it happened over 70 years ago, I would like to share it with you. The year was 1954, and by all accounts, I was a happy and healthy 4-year-old little boy. The reason I can speak with such clarity is because my mom wrote a book about our family history. One section specifically references what horrors my parents faced when I contracted polio. The following words are hers. Ricky woke up one Saturday morning not feeling well. He could not explain what was wrong, but was listless the entire day. On Sunday, he was still not feeling well. Dad told me to go ahead to church and he would stay home with Ricky. I agreed, and off Johnny and I went. When we came home after church, there was your dad with Ricky in his arms telling me we were taking him to the hospital. While I was gone, your dad just happened to open the Dr. Spock baby book to the page on infantile paralysis, polio. In reading its symptoms, he read a line and may occasionally throw up. That was enough for him, for Ricky had done just that, thrown up. We took him to Variety Children's Hospital, just a few short blocks from the house. The doctors there were concerned it could be polio. Because we were having a lot of cases that year, they decided to do a spinal tap. They had been unable to make contact with our pediatrician. The results came back negative, so they sent us home and told us to contact our doctor the next day. We did just that. Our doctor advised us to keep Ricky home, that a positive read on a spinal tap would not be evident for 3 days. On the 3rd day, we returned to the hospital where they again did a second spinal tap. This time it was positive. What did that mean? It meant that Ricky would have to go into isolation for an undetermined period of time. I can still hear him crying, "Mommy, I'd rather go home. I'd rather go home." I'll hear those words till my dying day, I suppose. We listened to his screams when they did the spinal taps. He was only 4. We listened as they wheeled him away from us as he cried out when they entered the isolation unit. When we could no longer see him, we could still hear his cries. "Oh God, please." It was about this time our church, Messiah Lutheran, held a 24-hour prayer vigil for Ricky. We wouldn't see him again for 3 weeks. The doctor kept us posted as best she could, but we were so afraid. When the day finally came, the doctor said only one of us could go see Ricky. Your dad and I agreed that it would be me. I was not prepared for what I saw. Our beautiful son, who had a ramrod straight back, now was hunched over, his back far from being straight. He rested his head on his shoulder, his neck muscles affected by the polio. He saw me from across the room, and big crocodile tears flowed down his cheeks, but he never uttered a cry or sound. Eventually, Ricky did come home, but for the next couple of years, we went through days, weeks, and months of therapy that included braces, casts, and lots of exercise on the dining room table. Ricky was one of the lucky ones, for over those years, he regained his strength and the effects of the polio began to fade. The doctors told us he would most likely have weakness in his back, legs, and neck throughout all of his teen years, but again, thanks to God, and the many prayers that were sent to heaven for him, he came through it all. Others were not so fortunate. As a side note, the polio vaccine became available 1 year later in 1955. It was the beginning of the end for one of the most feared diseases of the 20th century. Thanks for listening to my story.